Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, Budget Life in Candyland. My name is Candace. Thank you guys so much for stopping by my channel and subscribing, and to all my new viewers, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it, and love for you to be part of Budget Life in Candyland family. I'm gonna have a lot of budgeting videos coming out. I am doing a no buy year. No clothes, no accessories, no houseware items. It's challenging so far. Everything's on clearance and it's so cute, but I don't need it and I don't want it and I don't want to spend the money. It's been a challenge and it's only the mid of January, so I still have a long way to go. So yeah, so today's video is how to make a budget. Some people do not know where to start on making a budget, and I didn't either. So it's part Dave Ramsey, I know he's controversial, so it's part of his budget and part of mine. I kind of put a spin on it so you guys can see how I budget. This is exactly how I do it, and this is where I started. Growing up, nobody really talked about having a budget. I mean, sometimes, oh, okay, you know, we don't have money for that, or you can't get that, we don't have the money. But nobody talked about, okay, I have a budget and unfortunately it doesn't fall within that budget this week, so maybe next time or in the future, or you can work for it or whatever. You know, budget, I think the word budget makes people cringe, or I don't know, because it's not a bad word to me. It's actually freedom, because it's telling your money where it should go. It's all in your control. Everyone should have a budget. No matter what their income is, they should have a budget. Maybe later on, when all of their debt is paid off, including their home, they can be a little bit more relaxed on the budget, but everyone should have a budget. So this is my budget and where I started. The first things first, you should always know where your money is going at all times. The only way that you're gonna know that is by printing your last couple months bank statements and what you spent on your debit card. If you notice that you spent a lot in Starbucks, or you are constantly at the mall buying clothes or online shopping since we're at home, ordering takeout, Chipotle, McDonald's, and then you add up all your frivolous spending. So what I do is I highlight in a certain color everything that I didn't have to buy. It wasn't a need, it was definitely a want. So I highlight all that, I add it all up. And sometimes you realize you spent $500 at Starbucks in 2 months. Crazy, I know, crazy. But it adds up quickly. If you buy for others, or if you're sending something, or if you're buying it on an app where they deliver it to you, you have to pay the extra fees, it adds up. So definitely look and see what you're spending your money on. Until you actually see where you spend your money, you're not going to make any changes. You're going to continue down the same path until you hit rock bottom. And you're like, my electric's going to be turned off tomorrow, and I have $16 in my bank account. I have no gas in my car. I have to go to work. I don't get paid for another 2 weeks. Until you hit rock bottom, some people make a change then, some people don't. But until you actually see where all your money is going, you won't make a change anyways. So definitely I encourage you to print all of your bank statements for the last couple months. Granted, you're probably going to have a lot of Christmas spending. You can highlight that with another color if you knew it was gifts. See how much you spent on gifts as well. If you spend $1,000 on gifts and you don't even have a big family, something is wrong. That's crazy. You need to cut, you know, and you need to save every month until Christmas for Christmas. Christmas comes the same time every year. It's not a surprise, just like birthdays, anything else, holidays. It's not a surprise. So you should be saving. You should have a sinking fund for that. We'll talk about that later when we get to sinking funds. But today is budget. So definitely highlight all of your expenses and add them up and see how much you spent in each category. So I linked a free printable I found online. They have it on Pinterest, they have it on Google, whatever. And it's a budget worksheet. It's not Dave Ramsey's, it's someone else's, but it's free. It's free for everyone. It says a free printable. And I linked it below. It's a great starter. If you don't even know where to start, I mean, you can always use paper and pen like I did, but I think it's a great little breakdown sheet. So that'll be in the box below if you guys want to print that as well. First things first, how to make this budget. You need to write down all your necessity expenses. So everything that's necessary that you need, as far as that you need to pay, as far as like rent, mortgage, tithing, car insurance, your car payment, gas for your car, gas for the house, water, essentially all your four walls. Anything that you know that you have to pay for and it's a necessity. Minus your groceries, because I do put that in another category. So everything that has to do with the house, to keep your house up running, in order to get to work, your car up running. Yes. So all of those. Add those up, your tithing for church, everything like that. Things that are a necessity. Maybe a different amount each month, but kind of judge based on your last statements that you're looking at, kind of based on, you know, the amount for your gas, your electric. You know, some months are going to be higher, obviously in the summer when you have the air conditioner on, things like that. But you need to budget for that kind of stuff. But to start it, that's where we're going to have a good starting point. And going further, you're going to kind of know and you'll make those adjustments as you go. So next, you will subtract what is left after all your essentials are paid. So once all of your essentials are paid, then you will subtract what is left. In that what is left category, that's where you'll need to buy groceries. Look how much you spent last month on groceries. Add it up. And then all of your minimum payments on all your debts, so all your credit cards, your medical bills, anything like that that you're paying a monthly payment for, taxes, whatever that you're paying a monthly payment arrangement for, or your regular minimum payments. You need to add those in that amount that's left. Your subscription services, your Hulu, your Netflix, whatever you have. Your cable, if you have cable, then you need to put it in there. And any of the rest of your bills. So if you have other bills for other things and that you pay for, they need to go into that amount. So then you say, well, I don't really have enough for all that stuff. Or I only have very little left over after I pay all that stuff. Okay, that's where the problem lies. That's why everybody is living paycheck to paycheck. You have to cut the budget. So let's see. Let's break it down to see how we can cut this budget. First, groceries. Average, they say, is $25 a week per person. I know that's very, very little, but it works. Even if you have to eat rice and beans, you can make it work. It might feel like you're eating the same things over and over, and you may, but there's so many videos out there and Pinterest on how to make meals for less than $3 a person, less than $2 a person, $5 meals, whatever. You should first take an inventory of what you have left in your refrigerator and freezer and use that stuff up first. Put those items into Google and it'll show you how to make a meal on the items that you have left. It's really cool. You can make a recipe out of anything, I'm telling you. But rice and beans, buy loads of them. They're very cheap and you can make a ton of meals with them. And yes, it may not be the healthiest food, but you're trying to get out of debt. This is the only way you're going to do it. You need to have a savings fund, and this is the only way you're going to do that because right now you're living paycheck to paycheck and you don't have any money in the bank. So if an emergency happens, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? This will help you cut your grocery budget. And I've seen people do it, $25 a person, and they have teenagers in the house and they eat a lot. They have little kids, couple adults, 5 people in the house. They do it. There's so many videos on it. Watch them. I'm going to have some videos coming out too very soon on meals on a budget. So you guys can watch those as well. If you guys want any of Daniel Fast meals on a budget, let me know too, because I'm doing Daniel Fast right now. Okay, so the next thing is cable. Get rid of cable. If you have cable and you're like, oh my God, my husband needs to watch NFL football and all this craziness, who cares? Who cares? You're trying to get out of debt. So if you have cable because you want to watch your Married at First Sight or you want to watch specific shows, cut your cable. It's craziness. Cut your cable. Let it go. You don't need it. It's even if you're at home all the time, you will survive. You're trying to get out of debt. It's a lot of money that you could be saving and you could be sending to debt to get out of debt faster so you don't have to pay for that. So yeah, cut your cable. Cut some of your subscriptions. Some people have like 6 subscriptions. They do apps on their phone, plus they have Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Disney Plus, and you say, oh, I need that for my kids. No, what did you do before Disney Plus? It hasn't been there forever. You don't need it. Your kids will survive. These things add up. Unless you're getting it for free, my family should be thanking me because they all use my apps. But unless you're getting it for free, which we get a couple free with our phone service. But again, unless you're getting it for free, then you need to cut a few of these out of your budget. You really do. And then see about your regular bills, like your credit card bills. And look at your other bills, your medical bills, your credit card bills, things that you're paying down. See how you can maybe do the snowball method. So you're gonna start by paying the lowest bill off first, going all the way to the highest. So that's considered the snowball method on the Dave Ramsey program. So look into things like that. Yeah, just other ways that you can cut your cost per month. So do no takeouts for the month, or no Starbucks out for the month. You know, or if you do, just limit it to one only takeout for the month, and then 99% of your meals at home. Cut out activities. I know we're really not going anywhere right now, but if you do have something planned coming up, see about cutting that and doing something free at home, or going to a nearby park, or going to the beach wherever you live, like going somewhere that is free, going to a zoo, things that you can just walk around. Your family will get out and get entertained, but it's on a really small budget instead of, you know, going all out and spending a lot on a mini vacation or things like that. See ways that you can cut. There's always ways that you can cut on your budget. I mean, you can look every month. I still cut things on my budget, and I've cut down to the bare minimum, and I still find things every month. You know, things come up. Yeah, obviously things do come up. But you can plan ahead for those, and you can do sinking funds for those. But you can't do that until you see where your budget is and what's going on. After everything is done, you have your groceries budget set aside, and you already you cut some of your subscriptions, you cut some of your, you cut your cable, you cut other things out, and you have a little bit of money left. You can send that to debt if you want to start paying off that smallest credit card first, or the smallest bill first, student loan, whatever. If you want to send extra to that, if you want to send extra money to that, you already made the minimum payment, but you want to send extra money to that, you can go ahead and do it. Or you can send that money into savings, which I recommend right now, since we are still in the pandemic. You should have as much savings as possible because we can't predict the future. So send anything, even if it's $50, send it to savings. $50 will add up every month, and you'll realize that you can cut in other areas that you can eventually start building that savings up or paying off debt faster. My next video will be how to pay off debt faster, so I'll show you guys. So yeah, think about some side hustles, some different ways to bring in some income. And yeah, so that's how you do a budget. And starting is the first key. You need to start somewhere. it is eye-opening and it is cringing sometimes because you don't want to see what's going on. You put blinds over it. And I did that for a long time, and it's it's not a fun way to live. It's actually scary because you get your bills in and you just set them aside because you don't want to know what's going on. And it catches up with you. Believe me, it catches up with you. So do it now. Start now, and you'll be on your way to debt freedom, and savings account will continue to grow, and you'll feel better inside. So yeah, these type of videos, please let me know. And until next time, thank you guys.